Your father has a famous quote, right? Music is the weapon of the future. But I also heard you say one time that music is limited on influence. It's really on the journalist. Can you explain that?
Well, that's not what I said. When people put too much pressure on artists today, like musicians have to change the world, we act like it's just the musician's duty. We act like the journalist has no duty to change the world too. We act like the doctors have no duty. See, no matter what I sing in my songs, no matter what I try to inspire, right, as a musician, if all musicians in the world started singing like positive songs, like heal the world, whatever, if the doctors of this world do not want to heal the people, if the engineers do not want to engineer a better world, if the journalists don't want to write the truth, if the who else? Who else is out there? The cops, the lawyers don't want to enforce justice, then there's so little music can do. Music can create the inspiration, but we also need all other social sciences and professionals to align with the people. You know, when I look at the world today, I really feel like doctors feel like they have no say in this. Like all they have to do is go to the hospital and treat who can afford it. They've done their best. Lawyers can go to the courts and represent the people with money, while poor people, even though they are innocent, cannot get justice anywhere. Rich, guilty people are walking out of courtrooms every day. You know, journalists can manipulate the truth to suit the narrative of the rich people of this world and neglect to tell the reality to the rest of us. Then what can music really do to change the world? And I think the professionals of this world know that music is a good scapegoat. The artists, the entertainers, you know, that they don't have any responsibilities. You know, oh, why are the artists putting out all this? Why are this? You know, like, well, what are you doing in your hospitals and your courtrooms and in all your places of work? You know, it's definitely worse than what I see on TV.
How has your daughter changed your perspective on life?
Oh, wow. My daughter has made me afraid to die. You know, before I used to live like, man, I can't wait to get out this bitch. I'm done. You know, every time I'm in the plane and like there's a turbulence, like I'm like, let's go. You know, but I don't think like that anymore. You know,
But
I'm like,
before you
when the
continue,
plane goes, you're like, go play.
before you continue, why did you have that vibe before in regards to just this ready to die vibe?
It wasn't a ready to die vibe. I just didn't care. Like, if it's happening, let's go. You know, but right now I feel like there's so much I still want to extend to her. You know, and she's like my personal responsibility. So I don't want to like cop out of my responsibility. You know, so yeah, that's the main thing she's changed in me. She's made me serious about staying around. But this is different. I've never had suicidal thoughts, you know, but I've never also been afraid to be right in the eye of it, you know, as well.
Who is your favorite African hero?
Ah, wow. Favorite. I don't have any favorites. Let me not put it that way. I don't have any favorite African hero, but I would say.
Hold on. Let me reword it.
Okay.
Which one inspired you the most?
Aha. Well. Oh, wow. Now that's even harder than I thought it would be. Alive today, my biggest Pan-Africanist inspiration is actually alive today. And I'm going to give him his flowers because it's good that we give people their flowers. His name is Diallo Kenyatta. And he lives in Chicago. He has a show on the radio show called Bro Diallo Show. And he's also on YouTube. You can check him out. I call him my political mentor because he's doing the work right now. You know, and he's so inspirational in terms of his views, his theories, and how he's able to link our global struggle. Because one of the things I notice is there's so much division. I come here, even here right now in America, you know, my friends that are Nigerians are talking like they're different from African Americans here, you know. All these ADOS, FBA, you know, and as I said, this is because many of the people in the front of our discussions of Africans discuss from fantasy, that fantasy we discussed, and also from paid narrative of our oppressors to spread that narrative. You know, Africans are supposed to come here and pick up the mantle. Our cousins have been here under slavery. They fought all the way to the 60s to get us here. Without what African Americans have done in the 60s, Africans from the continent can't even come here to work. You can't come here and go to school. You can't do anything here because we weren't allowed. Africans here had to pay the price. They are exhausted. You're supposed to come here and pick up that baton. If we knew our story, if we were connected, if we were historical people, that is the mission. But because the African elites themselves are the oppressors of African people, and many of the Africans that come here, majority of them are from the oppressors of Africa, you know? So they are happy for that division to foster, you know? So when I find people that are able to see through that and build real consciousness that is globally Pan-African, I respect that. But then in the real world of our people, my cosmic mother is Marimba Ani, you know, the author of Urugu. I speak to her all the time. So yeah, I have many people that are so important to me in the struggle, but I think these two people are the most important. My most influential historian in terms of Pan-African political freedom fighting history is Chiwenzu and Kwesi Amra Kwe, you know, the author of 2000 Seasons. You know, so yeah, those are my people, like my core people. Then in the dead, Frantz Fanon, Thomas Sankara, my father. Yeah, those are the three main. And Paulo Freire, the author of The Pedagogy of the Oppressed.